You know what I was thinking? With the whole entire Baltimore Freddie Gray situation. And for those of you who don't know, Freddie Gray was a guy from Baltimore, Maryland. You know, the police. Essentially, he was picked up by the police. They had allegedly broke his leg and, tossed him in the back of the cruiser or the truck or whatever. And they say allegedly the cops broke his spine because they were just irresponsible and shit like that. And he later ended up dying from his injuries. So, unless you were living under a fucking rock, you know about the Freddie Gray situation. Now, I originally wasn't going to make any commentary on it or talk about it in general because I figure my opinions on it will be entirely too real for someone to handle. But then I started thinking, I was like, wait a minute, I don't fucking care. So, fuck it, here's my commentary on it. First of all, let's get this out the way. The things I'm going to say, some things, I mean, some of the things I'm going to say don't apply to everybody. I know there were some people that really were out for justice, but but for the most part, what we seen was motherfuckers going around rioting. You can't call that protesting when you're destroying shit, setting shit on fire. And the property damage was substantial, was ridiculous. And you can't technically call that a protest. A protest is peaceful. And I'm not saying it had to be peaceful. I'm not saying it didn't, because I can understand the anger in some people. They're being targeted. However, other people have a victim complex. A lot of people didn't know Freddie Gray. A lot of people that were rioting were just fucking criminals that needed to be enabled or needed an excuse. And it was like, fuck it. Everybody else is going around being crazy. Speaking of, what the fuck is robbing at CVS? Like, motherfuckers was going inside stores and stealing bags of Doritos. I know people are hungry. I get that. I know people are hungry. But wrong is wrong. Whether you're doing the wrong things for a good reason, regardless, wrong is wrong. And some of that was just bullshit. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just criminals that wanted a reason to riot. And those people obviously didn't give a shit about Freddie Gray, because if they gave a shit about Freddie Gray, they would have listened to his family's wishes. And his family's wishes were for it to be a peaceful protest. They didn't want any violence. They didn't want any backlash. They wanted the shit to be peaceful. And motherfuckers still took it upon themselves to riot. So, they had no respect for Freddie Gray. Like I said, they were just criminals that was just looking for an opportunity. Another thing, you got race baiters like fucking Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson who keep trying to make everything about race. Don't get me wrong, there is police brutality that happens where the police specifically attack and take advantage of and abuse black people. But it's not primarily a black versus white thing. It's a crooked cop versus us thing. And I know they're saying it's not all bad cops, it's not all cops aren't doing it. But as far as I'm concerned, you can't call yourself, even if you haven't called brutality upon anybody, if you're a cop and you know this shit is going on, if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the fucking problem. So you're a bad cop too. You know what I'm saying? It's more shit like that. And you would think that the cops would, especially as far as technology is and the fact that they're getting caught so often, you would think that they had the intelligence to go, maybe we should lay low. But nah, they're fucking not. But once again, you got race baiters like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson who are either too fucking stupid or know that people are going to eat it up. And you got the media that's portraying it as a race issue when it's not primarily a race issue. And those race baiters in the media are just doing whatever they can to get money at the cost of a potential race war, and they don't give a shit. It is ridiculous. They don't give a shit. Okay? And I'm tired of going online and I'm seeing all the white people, well, not all the white people, I'm sorry. There's certain white people who are talking shit about even the black people that are, quietly protesting and shit and calling them thugs and all this shit like that. And they're completely oblivious and or just outright denying blatantly white privilege. And I'm not one of those black people that, white people this, white people that, but there is white privilege. And if you don't know that there's white privilege, that's a white privilege of yours. Okay? A part of white privilege is not even fucking knowing that there is white privilege. Like, a few examples. White privilege. I'm black. I can't be articulate or speak intelligently with nice colloquial without a white person being fucking impressed that I'm intelligent. And it's ridiculous. I like to dress, I like to wear all black. I like to wear bandanas around my head. I can't fucking go in public without somebody being afraid of me. You know what I'm saying? So there is white privilege. However, black people still have this victim complex and still bring up slavery that people nowadays don't even fucking know slaves. Stop throwing out the slavery card. It's ridiculous. You know, but the protests going on, I can understand how some people would be angry. But like I just don't get it. I just don't get. You see the videos, people smashing up police cars. I'm sorry, people smashing up police cars, setting shit on fire. There was I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a video that was circulating around social media, more specifically Facebook, and it was the black people, and I don't know the context of it. I don't know if it was deserving. I don't know the context. I'll be honest about that. But there was black people that were just going up the street in Baltimore, just fucking assaulting and jumping and beating random white people and throwing trash cans at them. And it's like, regardless of the context, even if the context was like the white people deserved it, that shit makes us look bad. It's like, I don't give a fuck how mad you are. You gotta think about that shit because you're making all black people look bad because that shit's gonna be manipulated. And bottom line is, people, you can't just go around all fucking crazy and shit like that. If you got a problem, we got to come together. We got to get a solution. Black, white, yellow, purple, brown, don't give a shit. Everybody needs to learn how to act. We got to come together for a solution. And, we got to do something about this because we need to work together. We're not working together, and it's going to kill the human race. Peace.